Okay. Pause first. Alright, let's see here. Okay. I wasn't sure if I was gonna film a reactions video for episode 37 of Bleach Legendary Blood War, but I'm going to film a reactions video from my lounge room. Because I already did a predictions video for this episode, for episode 37. I needed to do a reactions video, although my last reactions video, I had to heavily trim it down to like 5 minutes, 14 seconds, something along those lines. But I wanted to do a reactions video, and I'm thinking of making this a lot longer than the other one because I had to trim down a lot. So I think this I might cut out the opening theme song and the ending theme song. I mean, I'll film it, but I will mute it so that I don't have to worry about hearing that in the background. But yeah, I'm gonna restart the episode, and I'm gonna get the video started. Okay, anyway. Okay, so this is episode 37 of Bleach. Legendary Blood War Cour 3. Cour 3 is like my all-time favorite Cour. So this is the new episode. Basically, we get flash. Basically, that scene of that episode was the hairpins that Shunsui Kirikou wears in Bleach. One that belonged to Nao's mother and Nao's father in Bleach. So, we don't really, we get the full backstory in this, actually, which is good. In this episode, we get the full backstory, so that's a good thing. So now we know what happened to Nao's parents in Bleach. So at least that's a good thing. I'm not sure, I can't remember what happens in the next scene, but I did watch the episode this morning. Around, I think 9:45 I watched it. And I didn't watch anyone's videos on it yet, as far as this morning went. But I did earlier this afternoon. So I'm gonna continue the episode. So basically we got this now. Yeah, apparently in this episode, which I actually assumed incorrectly when I did the predictions, I kind of assumed correctly when I did the predictions video that Leger Barrow in Bleach Legendary Blood War, I assumed he wasn't dead in Bleach Legendary Blood War yet. And from the first part of the fight of Kirikou Shunsui versus Leger Barrow, or Lynette Barrow, basically. But, so I assumed correctly, but what I did assume totally wrong was that I thought Lynette Barrow was going to ignore Kirikou Shunsui now that Shunsui was injured from their fight. So I thought, oh, he'll ignore him, let him heal a bit. Yeah, no, I assumed wrong on that one. So I was totally wrong. Dead wrong on that assumption. But so now what that scene is Kirikou gets shot through the chest by Lynette Barrow in this episode, which sucks. It's like, come on, let him heal you, motherfucker. Okay, so now what you got in here. The next scene of this episode is basically a flashback back to the now when she was a kid. So, the Soul Reaper Academy. Basically, this one is like, I guess she meets Kirikou Shunsui for the first time, but he doesn't realize that she's there at first, like before she enrolls in the Soul Reaper Academy. But then on the second visit, he does realize she's there, and then takes out the hairpins and then switches to a different kimono. But she still knows because she heard that conversation between Shunsui and her mother in the episode, in the flashback. She heard everything, so she knows which one it is. Okay, back to the episode. Sorry, I'm pausing every time, but nah, we get the flashback. A flashback. I can't remember which flashback. And of course, Shunsui avoided the Light of Judgment attack from the Libaro, but he hid in the shadow of his Zanpakuto. And I think that's when Nanao finds him and asks for her Zanpakuto, which is her mother's Zanpakuto, well, her family Zanpakuto? I don't know. Okay, so this is where Nanao is trying to, I guess, she's gonna beg her captain for her Zanpakuto that was hidden by his Zanpakuto, or second Zanpakuto spirit, which is wholly unheard of in Bleach, because there's only three characters in Bleach that have dual wielding Zanpakutos, and Kiriku's, he wasn't supposed to have dual wielding, but he was using his second one to hide Nanao's Zanpakuto. Like, and now, okay, so again, before we get the next flashback, I think in this episode, Nanao already knew that Captain Kirikou Shunsui had her Zanpakuto, her family Zanpakuto, the one that her mother had asked him to hide. So she already knew. Kirikou, being her uncle, didn't know that she knew. So this is interesting. This episode is definitely interesting. And the episode's called Shadows Gone. Yeah, so this is interesting, basically. Get the name correct. The Shinken Hakioken, that's what the now Zanpakuto is. But it's hidden by Kiyokatsu, who loves playing hide and seek, which is, a lot of people love playing hide and seek. I never liked that game. It was never fun when I was a kid, so it's like, nope. But back to the episode. Okay, so this is my second time watching episode 37, and maybe I wasn't paying attention when I watched episode 37 the fucking first time, but I don't pay attention clearly when I watch these episodes. I pay attention to some of the detail, not all of them, so I didn't really pay attention to the full episode. That, yeah. This episode's interesting, but I wasn't paying attention to the full episode the first time I watched it, which I probably should have paid full attention to it to remember all the details, but I can't remember everything that I watched this morning. Like, I watched other videos too, and I listened to music, I worked on my fanfic, my Bleach fanfic, which I'm not even done with yet. But this video is supposed to be about the this episode, which not my fanfic and stuff like that. But I might, do, another video about everything else. About, what other videos I film and stuff, what videos I watch. I might do more book review videos, obviously. Definitely another predictions video for the next episode, for episode 38, and then predictions video for episode 39 and 40, because apparently we're getting 14 episodes for Cour 3 of Bleach 1000-Year Blood War. I watched a lot of leaks videos from, like, spoiler videos from other YouTubers that read the spoilers and stuff. We're getting 14 episodes for this Cour. Yay. But I digress. Back to the episode. Unfortunately, much more comfortable, please. This is gonna turn into probably a 40-minute video, but I don't care. I'm gonna edit the video anyways, but I will give my final thoughts after the episode is done. Obviously, 14 minutes 13 seconds left of the episode, but I'll give my final thoughts afterwards on this episode of what I think and what I think should have happened. Okay, so this is the scene where Nanao's mother goes to hand over the Shinken Hakyoken to Kirikou, basically Nanao's uncle. So that's where she, and I guess afterwards it's where she unfortunately explains where she misplaced the ceremonial sword, the Shinken Hakyoken, and she gets executed for that. So on with this video, on with the episode. So I gotta explain again, basically. I gotta explain this part of the episode where, like, Nanao uses the sword to reflect Ligebaro's, I guess, quote unquote godly. And yes, I put in air quotes because he said he's like the messenger of God in this Bleach. In Bleach 1000-Year Blood War, it's like, really? He's like a Quincy and says he's the messenger of God in this episode. But it's like, okay, wow. But she basically attacks him with his own light by reflecting it with her sword, which is awesome. Like, good enough. Back to... Okay, so... Actually gotta explain this part of the episode where Kirikou Shinsui switches to a different kimono. A pink and purple kimono. And takes the hairpins out of his hair because now his niece actually has figured out that he's the one who made that promise to her mother and is hiding her zanpato, her family zanpato, basically. So yeah, I know it's kind of confusing, but I love this. I love this episode. It's one of my favorite episodes now. So back to the episode, unpause. Then now, no longer with the hairpin. Okay, so I should probably explain this portion of the episode too. See, and now, in this episode, this is the first time she's ever fought any battle against anyone, and she never imagined she would, be fighting someone on that level, on a level like compared to Captain Kirikou Shinsui, basically. But now she's fighting Ligebaro of the Royal Guard for Yuhabaha. But later in the episode, Kirikou Shunsui actually fights. Also, basically, to help her out because she's not used to fighting. Back to it. Okay, I'm pausing. The episode's almost over, by the way. Oh, her ankles got cut. Okay, there's Kirikou helping her. What's gonna know? Okay, that's Katen Kiyokatsu. Shinken Hakioken. The little card at the end. And then the poem. The poem is, who? Oh, that's B. And that's the title card of the next episode, The Friend Saga. Okay, so that was episode 37 of Bleach, 1000-Year Blood War, Cour 3. I love that episode. That was like my favorite. Like, I loved the first part of that fight between Kirikou Shunsui and Lilibaro or Lijebaro. That first part was awesome. But the second part, where Nanao and Kirikou fought Lijebaro or Lilibaro, but I like pronouncing it as Lijebaro, that's the correct translation. Apparently, that was awesome. The ending of that fight was awesome in this episode, like, because that was basically the end of that fight. But I love that episode. That was my favorite episode of Cour 3 so far. And because it's my favorite, I'm like, okay, that's fine. It's my favorite for now. But I might like the next 3 episodes a lot more. Episode 39, episode 38, 39, and 40. We get 3 more episodes. Originally, this Cour 3 of 1000-Year Blood Wars only supposed to have 13 episodes. It's going to have 14 episodes. Yay! So, I'm excited for the next episode, which is next Saturday. Next Saturday, like 9:30 in the morning, I think. But I won't film the video until the evening, obviously. Sometimes I film the video in the evening anyways. But I loved that. Like, I loved that episode. It was fun. And, yeah. But these are my final thoughts on the episode. Like, what I think they could have done better. They could have maybe not let Nanao get hurt in the episode and only let Lijebaro get hurt in the episode. And Kirikou, Lijebaro could have let him heal himself. You know? Rest and heal, basically. Because that would have been better. But those are my final thoughts of this episode. Final thoughts of the episode of... Well, final thoughts of episode 37 of Bleach, 1000-Year Blood War, Cour 3. And this is the end of the video. Peace. Bye.